Yo, what's going on? It is 1 p.m. here in Crystal Lake, Illinois. It means it's time for another live stream. Today is Wednesday, May 1st, 2024. It's May 1st, right? Let me check that. Yeah, it's the first day in May. And it's kind of caught me by surprise, even though we were talking about it yesterday. Already it's spring, and I've just been enjoying it. I was talking with my daughter on the way to the bus stop today, how nice and pleasant the weather is. And she's like, the weather's so nice right now, Dad. And I'm like, yes, it is. It is indeed very nice right now. And we should enjoy it because it's not going to last for very long. Because in a minute, it's going to be gone. But yeah, so that was us this morning, enjoying the weather. And then I went for a run today and enjoyed the weather. So hopefully you did too. We got a lot of fun stuff to talk about today. I got a giant package. It's so big, I can't even put it on the table. But I got a giant package, and then I got another package or two over there that we'll get to as well. We got some unbaggings to do, I guess. But before we do that today, let's say hi to everyone listening on the audio-only version on the podcast. Hopefully you've been enjoying episodes now that they've resumed, and you're having a good run and enjoying nice springy weather where you are. And for everyone else watching this later but not live, this is the #1 place for unsolicited spreadsheet advice. Every time we weigh a shoe, we put it on the spreadsheet. I don't think we're going to unbox any shoes today, but I got 2 shoes that I think we're going to talk. 1 shoe maybe. I think we already, this one, the normal shoe, did we already weigh this one? I think that was already on the spreadsheet, but I got another one that I ran in the day yesterday, on CloudSurfer Trail. We'll take a look at that one. I already weighed it beforehand because I like to weigh them before. So we'll add that to the spreadsheet later today. But first, let's see who else we got in here. Runner Will's here. He says, hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. Sean Devlin said, hey, Kofuzi Run Club. Rode the Peloton today. Been enjoying running one day and riding the next. That's a nice rhythm. Daniel Burton also was on the bike today. Eliza says, hey, Kofam, double box again. Woo. All right. And Matt Vire says, easy 5 miles a day. First run in the last month that my knee has been completely pain-free. Awesome. And it's time to ramp up for my 10K. That is 3 weeks away. I love the progression there. Pain-free. Time to work. Hopefully the training goes well, Matt. And Calvin says it's Tail Wag Wednesday. Folks, get your Kofuzi barking noises here. Hey guys, I have some bad news. On the issue of noises. I think I still have that. Where did that? I don't know where that dog barking sound went though. Ooh, I don't have that anymore. Did I delete it on accident? I don't know where it is. Anyway, so the sound for Tail Wag Wednesday, I don't have. Hold on 1 second. My computer's about to die. I got to plug in. So I don't know where that tail wag sound is, and I also got the SD card back for the sounds for my soundboard. I put it back in there. They're not working. I mean, maybe I can figure it out later, but we still have no cowbell, and we still have no question of the day sound. So we're just kind of to continue soldering on. Maybe I'll just add I'll make some new sounds. You know what I mean? So we'll do that. All right, let's keep scrolling. A lot of you guys are in here. Luis says, yo, what's going on? It's Labor Day in Mexico, so enjoy a live stream without stressing over seeing client calls. Oh, that's nice. Johnny Dodgen says, hey, Co, just took my 17-year-old lad out for a second run. I'm loving the company, doing everything I can to encourage him to keep at it. Well, that's nice. That's so good. And Mark Peterson says, just play the beginning of Being Caught Stealing by Jane's Addiction for dog noises. Oh, I like that. That's a good one. I'll have to find a whole bunch of dog noises. Maybe I'll just have a compilation of dog sounds from music. All right. Let's see. Oh, Cosmopino Michael says, I've been saying Eliza, but Cosmopino Michael thinks it's pronounced Elisa. Okay, I'll start saying Elisa. Avalon Journey says, the S-Lab Spectre is now $219 on Running Warehouse. That's interesting because I had a long conversation with a lot of people. It's not like I had the separate conversation multiple times, but we were in Germany and I was talking with people about the S-Lab Spectre and how it was $250 and then it was $225 and then it was gone from the website. And I tried to get everyone to look at it and find it on the like find it for sale. Because I know like Believe in the Run, they have links to it in their review, like affiliate links and stuff. And like I've tried clicking on those and they go nowhere. Just send you to the Solomon page. And so I've been looking to see where it is, if it is anywhere. And for a while it was nowhere. And I thought, did they pull that product? But now I guess it's back. $219 on Running Warehouse. $219, you're starting to get to a recommendable price on that shoe. I still think it needs to be 200 or under. But $219. All right, maybe it's time to start talking about that shoe again. I did like that shoe. This SLab Spectre is a really fun shoe to be able to run in. It just had some launch day problems, let's call them that, you know? So I don't know at what point, like I know that like there are, I don't know if it's contractual obligations in terms of like what a retailer can sell a shoe for. And I don't know if retailers like Running Warehouse, like if they order, say, let's just say, for example, 1,000 units, and let's say they only sell 100 of those units. Do they have to eat the 900 or do they send it back? I don't know how that works exactly. But it just seems to me like at some point, like if you're sitting on that inventory, at what point do you just say like, let's liquidate it for 150? You know, that would be interesting. All right. Let's see. Steve's here. He says, yo, what's going on? It's been forever. It's 90-ish here now in Florida. Time to swap out late afternoon runs for 6 a.m. ones for the next 6 months. Ugh. Are you still going to be able to find dogs at 6 a.m. in the morning? I hope so. All right. AJ says, see, I don't have the bell. Bell. He says he was hoping for 312, but ended up with a 315 for a BQ/PR at Mountains to Beach Marathon. Grew up in Ojai, so it was fun to go back and see things. Well, that's fantastic. Great work on the 315, and congratulations on getting that BQ. Nice work. Let's get some applause. Let's get some applause going. Great job, AJ. All right. And Calvin says they'll definitely eat the cost, or like the retailers. They'll be liquidating other shoes like the Metaspeed LD, normally $250, is $70 currently. The Spike, $70. That's crazy. Jason Horner also had a PB at Big Sur this past Sunday with a 313. So stoked. A 305 goal now for CIM in December and a BQ. Nice work. Yay. Grant Reese wants to know, how do the Soar race vests fit? Do they run big or small? I wear medium in Rabbit and Bandit for reference. So I talked to Soar about this, and they explained it to me. They have two actually, they think they have three main kinds of singlet now. They have the main singlet that like you've seen and that all the running clubs like in the UK that they all use. Then they have another one that is not as, it's almost like a papery kind of material. And then they have the third one which is the graphene. I don't think I've ever tried on the graphene one, and that one's like a $200 singlet. So I'll talk about the first two. The main one that they have, and like the one that I used for my race in London, the thinking behind that is that it's supposed to be closer to the skin. It's supposed to be very tight fitting. So that way when it gets wet with sweat, it can use evaporative cooling to cool you off. And it's intended to be a very snug fit. I wear a medium in all of those singlets, for example, Rabbit, Bandit, and Soar, but they all fit differently. I think of it like some shoes are snug or medium. Like a size 9 in an Ultra is going to be different than a size 9 in a Nike, for example, even though they're both size 9. Even though the size 9 might be the right shoe size for you. Not that like the sizing is wrong. Same thing with jeans. You might have, whatever your waist size is in a regular fit, a relaxed fit, and a skinny jean. All those are going to fit very different, even though you have the same correct size in all three cuts. And so they're different the sizing is the same, I would say, but it's going to be much more snug. So I think if you are in between sizes, then I would say go with the slightly bigger one, but it's supposed to be baggy. You know what I mean? It'd be like if you're like, I don't like the way skinny jeans fit, so I'm going to buy skinny jeans, but just buy 4 sizes too big. It's just going to look weird and it's going to feel weird. And you're going to be like, I don't know why people like skinny jeans. So that's why I'd say that. There is a thing, and I had a conversation, I think, with Thomas about it on a bus over the weekend, last weekend. I think it was Thomas. It might have been Thomas and some other people. There is a thing called American fit. There's a thing called European fit, and there's a thing called Asian fit. And that's kind of like, how do the clothes fit? And growing up, no, not fit, it's sizing. Asian sizing, European sizing, and American sizing. I remember growing up, sometimes you get clothes from like Macy's. Sometimes you get clothes that like somebody's aunt brought for you from Korea. And it would be a medium or a large, and you'd think it would fit. But then you put it on, and it's like you're wearing children's clothes. Sometimes that happens. That's not really happening with the Soar stuff. Does that make sense? Sometimes that happens with ASICS stuff, depending on like if you're getting ASICS America stuff or ASICS Asia stuff. Sometimes that happens, but usually it's not a big deal. And definitely not with Rabbit, Bandit, or Soar. Vanessa says Asian sizing is tiny, American is huge, and European is in between. I generally find that Asian sizing and European sizing sounds the same. And what's funny is I think I was in, I forget which pros I was. I think it was the time I was in Mammoth Lakes, and I was there, and I think like the Mammoth Track Club athletes that were there were getting a bunch of new kit to try on. And like some of the Europeans that were there were speaking in another language. But what I can understand is like they were saying, "Is this European sizing or is this American sizing?" And they're like, "Oh no, it's fine. This is the right size for you." It's pretty funny. CV76 says, "What about Australian sizing?" I have no idea. I don't know about Australian sizing. All right. What do you guys want to do? You want to open a package, or should we do some spreadsheet madness first? Let me know. I'm going to get some packages ready while we're doing that. All right. Fiona wants package, so we'll do the packages first. All right. Let's do the packages. I'll do it in kind of. We're going to do 3 packages today. So the first one is from Scratch, and I'm going to open this now because I'm getting ready for that 50K in a couple of weeks, and I just realized I use like all my nutrition up to get ready for London, and I've got like no gels in the house, no nothing. So I gotta know what people sent me, so I gotta know what to buy. Look at this. They sent a sticker. It says, Scratch Labs, thirst for life. Just don't be thirsty. That's funny. And then what are these? I've never seen this size package before. Interesting. This is unsweetened energy drink mix. It's made with real food ingredients, electrolytes, and a squeeze of fruit to help maintain optimal level of hydration with no added sugar. No added sugar. Added sugar is the best part of these. So this is basically electrolytes. It only has 1 gram of carbohydrates in these. I didn't know that's what this was. We'll do a taste test tomorrow, okay? But I feel like, I guess this is stuff that you could drink like during the day. You wouldn't drink this during a workout. You just drink this during the day. But the flavors are tangerine and orange and lemon and lime. You know what's funny? I think it's because of Sprite. You always say lemon lime. You never say lemon and lime. But you always say lemon lime. But these are 2 flavors from Sketch. We'll have to try those tomorrow. Grant says that Scratch discontinued the hyperhydration with 1,500 milligram salt. I ordered 10 boxes when I saw that news. Oh, they did? I thought they renamed it. Hold on, we lost focus here. Need to refocus. All right. It's not focusing on me today. I don't know what it is. I thought they just renamed the hyperhydration to something else, and I thought it was 1,000 milligrams of salt, not 1,500. Did they ever make a flavor other than passion fruit? I felt like if they had made a fruit punch, that would have been really good. I don't know. Rich says, speaking of the 50K, any meetups or activations planned when you're going to be in the Seattle area? I'm sure REI or Brooks would love to have you. If not, I hadn't even thought about that. The only thing that I thought about is I got a buddy, Greg, that lives in Seattle. I stayed with him when I did Light at the End of the Tunnel Marathon. And I was just going to see if he was in town and wanted to have dinner. I went to college with Greg and his wife, so it's like I've known them for a very long time. That's the only thing I was really planning on. I'm staying in Bellevue. I couldn't get into the hotel that, that Tiger Claw, the race, had suggested. But I have to rent a car anyway, and it's only like a 5-minute, 10-minute drive, it seems. It doesn't seem very far. So I'll be in the area. I'll probably just be hanging out, though. I'm coming in like Friday. The race is on Saturday, and then I'm heading out Sunday. So just a quick trip to get in there for the run. So I won't be hanging out too long. Seatown Fan says, "Hi, Co. I enjoyed your London Marathon video. Well, thanks for watching." I feel like this year there were more London Marathon videos than any other year. Because I normally see them all, and it's usually like Ben Parks makes one. 40 makes one. And like a couple other people might make one that I don't know who they are. But like this year, it seems like there's so many. So a lot more competition this year. Tony says, did you see Element release sparkling flavored water in cans? Is it salty? I feel like I would like that. I haven't tried it though. Oh, Cheryl says, can you tell us about the upcoming New York Central Park run with you? So I have a speaking engagement on Monday. A company is flying me in to come talk to them for AAPI month. So that's going to be pretty cool. But I decided I could either just fly in like Sunday night and then do the talk on Monday and then leave, which I am leaving Monday afternoon. But I figured I would stay one extra night. So I'm cutting in Saturday night. Sunday, I'm thinking about, I want to get some miles in. So I was thinking if anyone wants to do a loop around the park, we could do 6 miles. That's a 6-mile loop, 10K around Central Park. I'm thinking like 9:30s, 10 minutes per mile. It's not like super fancy. It's the opposite. It's like the time. It's basically like the time we did a group run in Bussy Woods, except this time I don't think I can bring donuts. I brought donuts in my car for that one, but it's just meeting up and anyone that wants to go for a run. So I'm trying not to overcomplicate it and just be like, if anyone wants to go for a run, I'll be there. Or if anyone wants to just come and say hi beforehand, I'll be there early. We can chat. I'll probably bring a cup of coffee and hang out for a little bit first, and then we'll go for a run if anyone wants to go. But because it's really unstructured, it's just going to be like whoever wants to run in the pack, and then won't really be able to support other paces, unfortunately, which stinks. But I didn't want to make like an imperfect, like fear of not having the perfect event get in the way of having a event, even if it's unperfect. So that's kind of what's going on. Jason saying, is it a running API panel or just a general one? It's just a general. It's a general one that they're like interviewing me. So it's just, yeah, I guess I'm like kind of a celebrity that they're bringing in to talk to them for AAPI month. They were telling me about other people that they brought in for like Spanish Heritage Month or Latino Heritage Month. And then it was just like, yeah, this person is like a famous jazz musician. He's won Grammys. He's had a career for like 50 years. And at the end of his talk, he played music like he did his talk like remotely. And he said at the end, he played music from his studio live, 10 minutes of jazz. And I was like, I'm not going to have any of that. You still want me to come? They're like, yeah, we'd love to. So this company, what happened is during the pandemic, they all started running. And so now a bunch of them have like raised money for New York Marathon and they're like super into running. And for AAPI month, they were like, let's see if we can get Kofuzi here. So I'm going. Pretty cool. Yeah, and Frank says, what's your talk about? It's going to be, that's a good question. I think it's going to be an interview format, but I think it's just going to be talking about like my Asian American experience in running and, I'm going to try to figure out a way. I don't feel like I need to really tie it into the industry, that I'm talking to, but just generally, navigating through the world as a yellow face, I said donuts and Alex Hermanson appeared. If you say donuts enough time, he's like Beetlejuice. He'll suddenly end up in the chat. And Sega Dreamcast says Central Park is particularly pretty right now. I was just there this weekend. It's beautiful. That's awesome. I'm looking forward to that. And Aliza says I do not like not having donuts. Well, I mean, if we're done with the run, and if there's not I'm guessing there won't be a ton of people. Like when we did the run in Bussy Woods, it was like 8 of us, I think, 10 of us. If there's that many people, I'll buy donuts for everybody if we go somewhere, Jen runs triangles here. She says, yo, what's going on? Made it late, but made it. And Calvin says, so at the end of the talk, you just start running out the auditorium. At the end of the talk, I'm going to be like, all right, start your watches. We're going. And see if I freak anyone out. Out and About says, really enjoy and appreciate your videos, Kofuzi. Newish to running, can you recommend a great daily training shoe? Yeah, I can name a couple. Keep in mind that I like really squishy ones. So the ones that I like are going to be the squishy variety. But I really like the Nova Blast 4, the Rebel 4, and the Mach 6 right now. And then 1080 version 13. So those are like, I'll give you 4 right now. All right, let's get to another package. This is another one that's been here for a long time. They sent it a while ago. I just never got around to it, so I feel bad about that. But we're getting to it today. This is from the Loop Running Supply Company in Austin. It has a nice little map of a nice route to run around Lady Bird Lake. Let me tell you what, this little part here is tricky. If you keep running down this way, I think there's like a zoo or some other thing like that that's there. Oh man, this is hard to do. Anyway, yeah, and so you might think you're going the right way, but then you'll end up lost if you go that way. And then this area on this side is tricky too, because you like end up on the street and there's like a dam and stuff. But anyway, now I got a map. They've sent some socks with the Loop logo. See, I like that loop, like the loop around Ladybird, and then a loop, a track, double entendre. And then, ooh, this is a nice shirt. The Loop Running Supply Company. It kind of reminds me of that one shirt Janji made a long time ago, but this is softer and stretchier. But look, you could see how see-through this is. You could see right through it. And it's got those perforations all over it. It's a Loop running shirt. It's not like branded by anyone else, or not that I can see anyway. So it's really cool. And it's got a little tag on the bottom too with the Loop logo. Nice. And then this is, ooh, a singlet made out of the same material. Thank you, Loop Running Supply Company. Those are awesome. And now that it's getting warmer, I'll definitely have a chance to use some of these. And Grant Reese says, the panel will be awesome. Ever done one not completely related to running? I mean, I used to public speak all the time in my previous life. So, like, I'm very much used to that. And I definitely remember, like, going to work conferences and stuff, and they were hired like comedians to be like speakers, you know. Um, and they would just talk for like 45 minutes, and it would sometimes be related. They try to find ways to relate it to the subject matter, you know. So I guess that's where I am now. you know. Mm. Let's see. Nataku says, "Hey, Ko, I have the Indy Mini this weekend. If the hotel is 1.5 miles from the race, is that a good warm-up walk? Also, how would the recent higher temps affect my run?" Yeah, so I feel like that would be a good warm-up walk. I mean, just make sure it's safe to walk that distance from like a road safety perspective. You know what I mean? That's the only thing that I would just check on first. But that's a good amount of time because that's gonna take you like, like 30 minutes, 25 minutes or so, something like that. So that'll be fine. And it's gonna be easier. I mean, that's how long it'll take you to drive and park and then walk the rest of the way anyway. And then higher temps could make it feel harder sooner, right? So for the mini, it's a half marathon. I feel like higher temps are going to affect you. Make sure you're cooling yourself off. Throw some water on yourself, like drink a water, dunk a water, and then you might have to back off the pace just a little bit from what your fitness might otherwise indicate if it's a very hot day. Andrew Scott says, "Co could wear a new pair of socks and a new hat every day for the rest of 2024. I have a lot of hats now, more hats than I need. And I did get a bunch of socks, which was nice because on my trip, I intentionally packed like half the amount of underwear that I would need and socks. Just because I was gone for like 17 days, I don't know that I have that many socks and underwear anyway. So I packed like 8 or 9. And I knew I'd have to do some hotel sink washing. So I did that. But then I also got a bunch of socks from Soar. And then a couple of people gave me their like run club socks. So that was cool too, to be able to have. So that was nice. The Soar socks are really, all the socks that I got on this trip were really nice. But I have a lot of socks. Socks though, you go through socks, So it's always nice to get more socks. The hats, I don't wear out hats anymore. That's the thing. Raj Kumar says, international travel tips. 3 trips, Boston, London, Berlin. How did you manage your luggage? Any tips? What about healthcare? Lucky you are great, but any tips? Thanks. I used packing cubes. That was really helpful. The other thing that was really helpful is that like the branded clothing that I had to wear for 2 of those locations was Adidas. So like a lot of the Boston clothes that I could wear, I could, like hotel wash it in your sink kind of thing or in the shower. Or I guess I could have used the hotel laundry. Sometimes the turnaround times on that are not great, but I could have used the hotel laundry as well. So then I could just wear the same clothes again in Berlin. I also got a lot of clothes everywhere I went, so that also helped too. So I didn't have to pack too much. Mainly it was just managing all the stuff on the way back as well, or as I was traveling from city to city. I had one giant bag that definitely was overweight, but I think I'm priority or something now flying wise, so they were okay with it. But yeah, having a really big bag, and then trying to keep shoes to a minimum. So like I just wore the Boston 12s like pretty much the entire time, anytime I wasn't racing. So that was pretty much it. So finding a good, comfortable kind of like wear all the time shoe. All right, should we get to the last package? This one's a big one. Speaking of travel, this is from Ortlieb. They make luggage. I was hoping that this would come in before my trip, but it did not come until after my trip. This has taken a long time to get here. I've been talking with them for a long time. I wanted them to send me something for Jamaica, but I think the bag in the color that I wanted wasn't available. Not in the US. They would have had to like get it from a retailer in Europe and then have them send it. And I was like, that's a lot of work. Let's just, whenever you guys get it, send it to me. You know? But I will have a lot of travel coming up this summer too. I can't talk about it yet because it's not finalized, but I'll be on the road a lot this summer too, which my wife was not thrilled about. But it's an Olympic year, you know. So, okay. This bag, I think, would have been perfect to bring with me for my trip. 17 days, 3 cities. Yeah. Yeah, this is the Ortlieb Duffel RS 85. It is waterproof, and it does have roller wheels on it with a nice skid plate, so you could drag it upstairs and stuff. But it's really big. It might actually be a little bit smaller than the bag that I brought with me for that last trip, but I don't anticipate going on trips that long. Hopefully ever again. So I think that'll be okay. There's technology here that I don't know how to defeat. I can't even unzip this thing. But it's got, you could wear this as like a shoulder bag. You could put this on your back because of the way this is like backpack straps. There is a nice outer stash pocket, which I think is nice. Just to free up your hands when you're traveling and just stuff that you need quick access to. It's not secure, clearly, but you know, you can get quick access to it. I think it's just one big compartment in here. I'm not sure, but I don't know how to open this. Oh, I just had to pull it hard. And the straps are removable, so if you want to send it through checked baggage, you can. And there is a giant piece of cardboard in here, number one. This set is not designed for unboxing luggage. Oh boy. Let's get that out of there. But it is essentially a giant compartment in here. And there are strap locations in here. So you can have this little bag elevated. I guess that would maybe be for your more important documents and things like that. There's lots of different strap locations and stuff. I gotta figure this out. Does this thing come with a manual? I feel like I need a manual. But it's a giant bag. The idea with a bag of this size is that you're gonna use some packing cubes and other things to help you stay organized. I feel like there's so much room for activities in this thing. It's a lot, it feels like it's wider than the bag that I brought with me to Europe, but it's not longer. But still, 85 liters. That's huge. Whew. Made in Germany. This came all the way from Germany. I should have just picked it up while I was there. Backed by a 5-year warranty. Waterproof. Whew. So this is it. This is what I'll be bringing. I probably will bring this to Paris with me. Bring this to Europe. Yeah. You know what was super obnoxious? So I had a bag. My other bag is kind of like this. And it has wheels, and I was dragging it through after I got off the plane in Nuremberg. I took the train to get from the airport to downtown, which only took like 20 minutes. It was gorgeous. And then I got off the station and I started walking to the hotel. And it was like quiet European city in the evening. And all you could hear was these wheels dragging all along the cobblestone. And I was just like, this is the loudest sound I've ever heard in my entire life. Daniel Estrella says, I think cabin size ends at 50 or 55 liters. I think it's probably a lot smaller than that, but this is not intended to be in the cabin. This is definitely a checked bag size bag. You know, you could bring it I mean, I think a lot of it, the carry features and stuff, there's grab handles so you could roll it and stuff like that. All that's designed for like getting it through the airport, or if you're like taking it on trains or intermodal, from plane to a train kind of thing. So there's stuff like that. So yeah, it's definitely a big bag. It's not a bag that I'll be bringing for my New York trip this weekend, which should be just carry on only. I don't think I'll need to pack much more than that. Although I just realized, what should I wear? What should I wear to this trip, guys? Should I show up in running clothes? I feel like I should show up in running clothes. I think showing up in like businessy clothes is not the right way, right? Yeah, I have to figure that out. Oh boy. Calvin says carry-on limits usually put the bags between 40 to 45 liters. You could potentially sneak a bit larger, but 85 is way too big. Yeah, there's no way. Can you imagine if I showed up and tried to get this through there? They would stop me. They would definitely stop me. Plus, here's the reason why it took so long to get it to me. They had a bunch of them in black in stock, but they didn't have the yellow ones. And I really wanted the bright yellow one, because then I was like, if you send me the bright yellow one, then as I'm doing my hotel room tours or carrying it around, if I'm filling myself traveling with the bag, it'll show up on camera really easily. So that was the main idea. I bought it for visibility, Jason Tang says, when was the last time you wore business clothes? I got dressed up. There was a daddy-daughter dance at school, so I got dressed up for that one. I put on shoes and pants and a belt and a jacket even, but not a tie. Daniel Burns says, wear your Boston jacket. Actually, I think that audience would like it. They're fun. They are very, from what they were telling me, they are very dedicated and effective fundraisers for running the New York Marathon. So that actually might be a fun thing to do. Rich Dyson says Canadian tuxedo, just all denim. I don't have a denim jacket. I've never owned a denim jacket. Terry Furlong says, wear your Boston jacket and start your talk as a serious runner. Yeah. Ryan Lacanalao says, I remember a video last year when you went to Germany and you wished you could share the experience with your wife. I always thought chivalry is not dead with go. I really think she would like Nuremberg. This year, though, and you'll see, I'll save it. I did something I didn't get to do last time. So that'll be nice. But it's in the video, but the video's not out yet. I really got to get it done by tomorrow, but there's another track meet today. I don't know. I got to mow the lawn. I got to mow, like, my goodness. I'm surprised the HOA hasn't sent us a nasty gram yet. The lawn looks terrible. But anyway. All right. Let's see. All right, Calvin says, waiting for a rabbit to make a technical tuxedo for when you need to do Pikes Peak ascent to your ceremony. There's a company that makes like not technical materials, but like they're like we use technical fabrics in our suits so that they're super comfortable, and they have people run marathons in them. That's like their gimmick. All right, let me start getting some spreadsheets ready because I got some data for you guys. Let's talk about these shoes. All right, shoe weights. Let's bust it out. Get it ready. This takes so long. There's so many screen clicks to be able to get to stuff. It boggles my mind a little bit. All right, let's see. Do we already have the normal shoe on here? Okay, the normal Tormir is already on here. It's 10.3 ounces. Is it a size 9? It is a size 9. So I ran in the normal Tormir 2.0 today. This shoe, I actually really liked it. It feels big. It feels like it's a half size too big. I distinctly remember having an email exchange with someone saying, I'm a size 9. And they're like, we're going to send you a size 9.5 because we think you're going to like it better. I was like, why did you ask? And I thought that this was this because this shoe feels big. But I feel like maybe I had a conversation with them saying that they made it big because your feet expand when you run an Ultra. So it definitely felt big. It was very fun for going up hills, going down hills. Anytime I really wanted to use the traction lugs, it felt fun. It didn't feel great just like in the flats, but I suppose for a shoe that looks like this, it's okay. But that was fun. 10.3 ounces, 292 grams. I'm glad that I weighed that already with you guys. And Rich, let's see. Wait, where'd it go? Richard Wilson says, I sized down from 9.5 to 9 on Tamir 1, and it's perfect. I do think a lot of people could size down. I found that what happened was one of my big toes started getting annoyed because my foot was sliding around and jamming in it a little bit. Like the whole shoe felt a little bit loose. But by the end of the run, I was like, this is a good size for this shoe. But in the beginning, I was like, I don't know. So, yeah. Steven Ganoza says, speaking of spreadsheets, I'm really torn between this live stream and Jerome Powell's Fed press conference. Don't know why they schedule these at the same time. Okay. All right. But the other shoe that I want to talk to you guys about today, and the reason why I got the spreadsheet out, is the On CloudSurfer 2. Oh my goodness, guys. The thing is, never mind. We're not going to have spreadsheet madness today. I left them on my phone upstairs. I took pictures of the weight. And the phone is upstairs. I don't have it down here. I don't know what the weight of the shoe is. So sorry to fake you guys out, but I don't have numbers. I don't have numbers for this one. I'll get numbers for you tomorrow. But you know what's not funny? So I made a reel about this shoe today. And this is not On's first trail running shoe. But already people are commenting, how are you going to make a trail shoe with holes in it? And then another person like, does it come with a tool to get the mud out of the holes once you get mud in the holes? And at first I thought they were joking because other people now will joke anytime I make a reel about On shoes. And they'll say like, how are you going to get the dog poop out of there when you step in dog poop? Which that is funny. I feel like that's very funny. Because at first I'm very angry. And then I'm like, oh, someone's kidding. It's an inside joke. I get it. But I think the people are literally like, it's breaking people's brains again. That I'm like, you realize this is not On's first trail shoe. And the first person I was like, is that a dad joke? I couldn't tell if they were joking with me or not. I couldn't tell if I recognized the username. So, like, people are making me tired today. Yeah. Peter Scott, was that you? Were you the one that mentioned the tool? Were you joking or are you serious, Peter? Doesn't come with the tool. You don't need a tool. You're going to be fine. I feel like maybe if you're fell running and it's the kind of thing where some people are losing their shoes in the mud, maybe then it'll be a problem. But I feel like once you step in it again, it'll squeeze the mud out of the hole. I don't know. Oh, Peter. Okay, Peter was joking. Okay. It wasn't him. Okay. Yeah, and Adam's like, On has sponsored trail runners, like 2 times Leadville 100 winner Adrian McDonald. I know. Yeah, and someone asked, and Calvin said, no fell runner is buying On shoes. Let's be honest, that's true. They'll be too mad at it. I just feel like I don't know that many fell runners, but they always find my trail shoe reviews, and they all seem to be very angry. They're always angry. It seems like maybe it's all the mud. But yeah, I don't know. Someone had a good question about it. Oh, Brian Lackenallow says, is the CloudSurfer Trail too cushy for trail? I don't think so. That was my initial concern with this one. But I don't know if it's just the different outsole that's doing it, or if they've tweaked the midsole, or maybe it's just this is a newer version versus the 100 miles that I have in my road version, and that one has gotten much softer maybe. But this feels slightly firmed up. And so I feel like with the softer surface of trails and the way that this seems to be a little bit tweaked, it's working well for me. I actually really enjoyed my time in this shoe. I just feel like for a lot of trail running, these lugs aren't super aggressive, so it's going to be more of a buffed out trail kind of shoe. I don't think it's really designed for super technical stuff, and that shows with some of like the way that the upper is built. It's not super rugged, you know. It has some trail tweaks to it, but it's not super rugged, and so I think the outsole, the midsole, it all kind of matches for what I think is its intended purpose. So I actually find it really great. I was surprised. I like it a lot more than I thought I would. And I also like the normal more than I thought I would. It's not flashy. And it's not super soft, but it's not rock firm either. So it's not like, it's soft like almost kind of like a Bondi is soft. And it's not firm like a Solomon can sometimes be firm. It's something kind of in the middle between those. Although like the geometry is certainly very different than a Bondi, and the ride is very different than a Bondi, but in terms of like what the foam was, and overall it just felt really nice. It does kind of feel like you're running in dress shoes though in these. So I feel like this and a technical materials suit would be a pretty fun, like trail 50K. Yeah. Adam says, I like the strategy of squirting mud on your competitors. Like every time your foot hits the ground, mud just starts flying out. Yeah. And Peter Scott wants to know, I wonder how London was with the bottles, Co. I like the bottles. And so they kept yelling at us, drink it, drain it, drop it. So they give you these water bottles, they're closed. And then you have to open them up, and then they're like a little squeeze situation as far as the top. I thought it was going to be open up like a bottle cap and then like drink it and then close the bottle cap. But so what they wanted you to do was drink what you could drink and then squeeze it out so you drain all the water out and then discard the bottle. So that way, I guess the garbage bags wouldn't be so heavy. But what I found myself doing is like I would drink a little bit and then run with it for a little while. So like normally when you're grabbing a cup, you're hoping you get 3 or 4 ounces because it's sloshing around all over the place. But with this, you just got a little cap you could squeeze back on top of the bottle and then run with it for a little while, drink a little bit more, close it with your one hand, run with it a little bit more, and then finish it like a third time later. I thought that was great. Even though I normally don't like to hold, because I'm already holding a selfie stick, so I don't like to hold water bottles that much. But I found that to be really nice. So like, but I don't think I saw that many other people like running with theirs. So I don't know. Yeah, Terry says, drink, drain, drop is used so that bottles can be recycled. You can't recycle them if they're still full of water. Okay. That makes sense. So I just saw a lot of people, every aid station, just squeezing out like the water as hard as they could and then tossing it, And I'm like, you guys could have drank that later. I just didn't understand why like there was so much rush to get rid. It just seemed like people. It really looked to me a lot of times like people were grabbing a bottle and just immediately dumping it out on the ground. It was like a dump water waste contest. It felt like, Andre LeBeau says, "What a waste of good drinking water." I know. I just didn't understand, And Jason said the water bottles were the best part from an aid station perspective. I normally gave away my bottle to others once I finished drinking. I know. It makes so much sense. I liked it because I could see like it not being a more popular thing because that costs more, than like a cup of water. But I don't know. That seemed peculiar. The whole thing seemed a little peculiar to me, but I liked it so much more. Anyway. And 23mm Roadie says, but the bottles that were dropped were bad news if you trod on them. I heard about the guy that broke his ankle. Or was that at Boston? But anyway, yeah. I felt like I was concerned about them. I was like, all these water bottles all over the place. I'm gonna be tripping over stuff. I'm gonna be like kicking things around. It's gonna be so slippery. But I actually found like it. I was less concerned about stepping on things with the bottles than I was with like when water cups get just thrown on the ground. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't understand when people don't just like try to at least toss it toward the curb. Some people will drink it and just smash it on the floor down right next to them. I guess it feels good, but I'm just like, now there's a waxy cup right under my feet. You know? I yeah, yeah. Stevie 76 is dumping out the water is pouring out one for the homies. Calvin says, I personally eat the cups when I'm done. Stay hard. uh, yeah. Yeah, like I mean, I take longer with mine. You know, I try to spread it out a little bit. So I'm usually past the aid station when I'm done. So like a lot of times I'm like throwing it at spectators' feet. So I feel bad about that. But I'm at least trying to get it to the side of the road and not where other runners are gonna be. I don't know. I don't know. That's just the way I did it. But all right. That's gonna be a good place for me to end it today, guys. Sorry with the head fake with the shoe for today. I'll keep it down here. We'll add it to the spreadsheet tomorrow. I'll bring my phone. I'll also write it down somewhere. So that way, even if I forget my phone, we'll still have the data for tomorrow. I gotta get going because the lawn needs mowing. Oh, that rhymed. I gotta take care of that, and then gotta get ready. Gotta get ready for it's an invitational meet today. Not that I'm running, but and it's gonna be a long drive to get out there, so I got to get ready for that too. But we'll do another live stream tomorrow. I'm not gonna promise a trivia game tomorrow because I promised one 2 days ago and I promised one yesterday, or 2 days ago and I promised one today, or it's yesterday and today. And I got to work on this Germany video. I'll get that out and then we'll work on trivia. Okay, so I appreciate your patience, but I will see you guys tomorrow, same time as today, 1 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully I see you then. In the meantime, be safe out there, everybody. Thanks.